Can we solve this equation? Yes, we can. Let's do it. You'll need a spreadsheet. We've done this once before for projectile motion. I'm over at sheets.google.com, blank sheet. What's the thing that keeps on ticking into the future here? I have time. I would like to have also a column that tells me my dv, my little change in v, and also my v at that time, v of t. We need some constants. My time step size. What's a good time step size? 10th of a second? 100th of a second? 0.01. What's my g? 10. Remember, I'm taking down to be positive, so g is just 10. And what's my drag coefficient? I don't even know what to guess. A Newton per meter per second? Maybe a half, 0.5. What would that... Oh, and what's my mass? My mass is 1 kilogram, half a crate of golden eggs. Double-clicking on the little cell boundaries like that will zip them up to be just as wide as they need to be. I get the double arrow, double-click. All right. So these are my constants over here. I'll highlight them so they're easier to see. Let's say fill color will be light green. All right. My time ticks by starting at 0. How can I make that advance by 0.1s all the time? You remember this procedure? This cell will equal the cell above it plus a little amount. What is the little amount I want? The value that's in D2. Why do I have those dollar signs? It keeps the value right there and doesn't drag it down the column as I'm advancing. Does that make sense? I know what dv equals because I wrote it down in my notes. What does dv equal? I know my initial velocity is 0 also. So I need to equals, parentheses, my g value is right here in E2. Do I want some dollar signs there? The first dollar sign locks the column. Second dollar sign locks the row in the reference. G minus $F $2. G minus BV over M, right? So I'll say B over M first, maybe. Sorry, I cannot type. Times my velocity. Now the velocity, is that going to be a constant thing or a thing that changes? So I don't want dollar signs there. Does that make sense? Times my time step, which is here. It does not change, so I want dollar signs there. My formula is displayed both in my fx place cell and in the cell itself. Do you see that this is just g minus bv over m times dt?
Dr. Schultz,
Yes.
what command did you use for A3?
For A3, I said equals A2 plus the time step. So equals A2 plus $d$2.
Thank you.
What will my V equal? Speaking of that, I know what it used to be, plus how much did it change? It changed by the value right there. So the value informed by the previous value of V is my dV, which is my difference in V, how much my V changed.
So what do you put for that?
Here?
Yeah. Okay.
Equals C2 plus B2. What I did just now was click in my B2, move over to the little blue box in the lower right corner, and I dragged it down 1. I only dragged it down 1 because I can now drag down all of these if I wish. What will they approach? What will V approach? BV, in this case it is BV because M is equal to 1. So what does BV equal here? Wait, what does it equal? MG over B is our B terminal, right? MG over B. So MG is 10 over 0.5. What's our V terminal? 10 over 0.5. 10 over a half. 20. Good. So if we drag these down, I expect it's going to get closer and closer and closer to 20 and not go over.
How would you, like if you have multiple columns, how would you move them over one? On the spreadsheet, this is not necessarily.
If I want to insert a column,
Yeah.
I can right-click and say insert one left. If I want to drag down multiple cells, I click in the first one, I hold shift and click in the second one, and then I drag these down. Is V still getting bigger? I hope so. I hope so. How long will it take? Apparently a while. What if I make my time step bigger?
Yeah, that's good time.
Lazy. Is it slowing down its change? Can you tell?
Yeah.
Does it seem like it might be coasting towards 20? Getting closer. Getting closer. Getting very close. I dare it to go over. Can it? No. Does that make sense? Can it even reach 20?
No.
Am I eventually going to get a whole lot of 9s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm getting more 9s. I like it. Have I proven my point? What will it look like if I graph column A versus column C?
Like that.
Better look like that.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. Slope of 10 to start, asymptote at VT, 20. Back to the sheet. I click in my capital A. I click in my capital C. I insert the
Why
chart.
don't you click on both of them at the same time?
Hold
How?
command.
Yeah.
I hold Command on a Mac or Control on a non-Mac. Click in the capital A. To select a continuous range, I hold Shift, like this. To skip over bits, I hold Command or Control.
Okay.
And we already kind of saw that it looks so beautifully like what it actually should look like. Is there a way we could check that that slope is 10?
Well, you go up 10 to number 1. Right, well,
It looks about right to me,
like it
to my
says,
eye.
5, 1. Yeah.
So another thing I could do would be insert one left here and do a simulation where there's no drag. I would just say equals g times dt equals 10 times how much time has gone by. That should work. Get down there. That's probably enough. Now I could add a series to my chart, click in my 3 dots, edit my chart, series, maybe I'll add a series. My series is D colon D. Now I can't see anything.
What does that mean?
It means all of D.
Oh.
D colon D or A colon A means take the whole column. We'll go from 0, since we know it goes up to 25. Good. So would you agree that is the initial slope of the blue function? And what do you call a line that touches a curve at exactly 1 point? That's also the name of a trig function. The tangent. Good. So this blue curve is tangent to the red at t equals 0. Yes, good. At t equals 0. Does this blue curve actually have 2 asymptotes? A diagonal one and a horizontal one? So it's got 1 asymptote as we go to t equals 0. The diagonal asymptote with a slope equal to g equal to 10. It's got a horizontal asymptote whose value is v terminal. Does that make sense?